Today we went over attacks from mount. First was just moving up from low mount to high mount, and then going to S mount, and then arm bar from there. I've learned that a few times now, so fairly comfortable with it. Then alternative to that is before you go to S mount, you do a head and arm triangle. So you get one arm across, wedge it with your head, and then bring the other arm, the opposite side arm, around the back, and then lock hands, and then bring your body down. So you're applying pressure with your body is pushing his arm into one side of the neck, and then your arm is applying pressure to the other side of the neck. So you have to get the opposite arm deep in, so like elbow into the neck. And then the third attack is if you're in that head and arm triangle, and then he's tries to turn away from you, you do a reverse Ezekiel. So the arm away from you grabs the inside of grabs your the arm that's near you's cuff. You bring that arm around back so that it's perpendicular to the neck. You can sit up, and then you twist your body away from the mat. Not sure about the forces on that one, because the Ezekiel is not only applies pressure to the two arteries, but it also applies a little bit of pressure to the windpipe. So it's a little painful when you apply it. So same thing with the reverse Ezekiel, I guess. So it's kind of like your two forearms are sandwiching the throat in between them. So let's see. So in class, Tristan went through, I couldn't defend from mount at all from him. I was able to make a little bit of space on him and some other guys. So everyone today I rolled with was a lot heavier. I rolled with Tristan. Well, Tristan only a little bit heavier than me. But Panos, Ricky, who else? Alex. They're all much bigger than me. Alan and Gabriel, a little bit bigger than me. Maybe 20, 30 pounds bigger than me. So all of them I had trouble getting out of mount with. But I was able to get off of my back onto my hips, at which point I kind of got stuck against, I forgot who it was. I was able to get my knee through, so I guess at that point I should have tried to switch the butterfly and then pushed away. So experiments with escaping from side control and mount still ongoing. Side control was very hard. There was basically everyone is just wedging me. I can't get the underhook. That I can get the elbow in and the knee in, but then I'm kind of trapped, and then they move to they just flatten me out, and then I'm sort of forced to go to turtle. So there's that. I gotta try maybe reversing once I get the elbow in, maybe going for the underhook again. Okay, so those are work in progress. The knee shield, I noticed that, so I need to burrow my head deep when I try to do any sweeps from half guard, but they are blocking me with either their head or their elbow. So they're either lowering their head and coming in low across from me, or they're trying to cross face me. So I think their head is lower, that I need to push up with my knee to create space. If they are cross facing me, I need to get my hand on the inside and keep it away. The iron squirrel technique. So I need to try those. It's just hard in the moment to I'm focusing on pulling my head in rather than creating the space for myself to pull my head in. So I think I'm just always kind of focusing on doing the direct motion rather than kind of trying to figure out what I'm supposed to get to and then how to best get there. So if I'm trying to go from A to B, I'm just I need to go in a straight line from A to B rather than it would be actually easier going from A to C to B or taking a curved route from A to B. My default's always kind of the direct route, so maybe that's something to think about. But it's hard to think about in the moment when you're getting crushed by someone 50, 60 pounds heavier than you. Let's see. So then Gabriel did this weird thing. I had a knee shield on, and then he did a slicer. So a slicer is when you pull the two sides of a joint together. So for example, you bend someone's elbow and you compress the forearm and the bicep together. That's how the bicep slicer. Then a calf slicer is if you bend the knee so that the calf and the hamstring touch each other and apply pressure that way. I'm not exactly sure why it hurts, but that's actually a submission, and it's actually, I believe it's illegal below purple belt or something like that. So anyway, so I had the knee shield in. So knee shield is me keeping my leg in between me and Gabriel. So he squeezed my leg together, he squeezed the knee shield together, and then I don't even know what happened, but my knee shield just disappeared. I don't know if I pulled it out or because of the pain I just folded it or what. But he just squeezed it together and then passed the side control. So I had to figure out, maybe I can do that. But also I need to figure out if it's legal or not. And also how to combat it. Maybe probably just by pushing away. But so with knee shield, I'm actually I should be more dynamic with it. A lot of times I just kind of let someone sit on it, and because I just want to rest. So I just want to get the knee shield in and I can rest for a couple seconds. But I should be more active with it. I should be pushing away with it. I should be moving it as they move. Right? If they're coming low, I should move it lower. If they're coming higher, I should move higher. And then after class, ran into Elke and Jeremy and Brandon, and then Elke said that I dominated her last week or earlier this week. I don't know if that's true. I just hit some stuff on her, but usually she dominates me, so that felt pretty good. And then Jeremy said that I did really well last Saturday. I actually felt like he was crushing me because I was in turtle most of the time, but he wasn't able to sub me or get me to the back or anything. So he felt that my defense is really good because he wasn't able to do anything to me. I felt that my defense wasn't that good because I couldn't get out of that position. So interesting, just the different perspectives there. But I definitely feel like, I don't know, I feel like he was really good. He was very active. So turtles when I'm on my hands and knees with my back exposed. And he was just rotating around me, all over me. I didn't know where he was. I could just, all I was doing was defending whatever I felt at one moment. Like this, if I could feel his hand try to come in, I just defend that hand. Yeah, so it was more like a stalemate, I guess. But yeah, I just felt like he was super active, and I was kind of very reactive to whatever he was doing rather than any sort of proactive. All the escapes that I was trying to do weren't working. But I mean, at the same time, he wasn't able to do anything offensive to me. So